Live on tape from Brunswick Zone Roswell in Roswell, Georgia. It's the Prodigy Bowlers Tour, an unofficial, informal, and impromptu series of after-league challenge matches between some of our most active and engaged junior bowlers, all in an effort to simulate the pressure of tournament competition. The mission of Prodigy Bowlers Tour is to celebrate junior bowling while we elevate junior bowlers. And today, we have a real treat for you, as we're bringing you an exciting format that will be fast-paced and should create plenty of excitement. Some of our highest average regulars on the show are in South Carolina this weekend, bowling in a tournament. So that opens up the possibility of a lot of fresh faces on our show today, several of whom are making their first appearances on Prodigy Bowlers Tour. The format today is a modified single ball elimination. If you've ever seen the Celebrity Super Clash on the PBA's Chris Paul tournament, you'll be familiar with the format, although we've added a bit of a twist at the end. It works like this. All of our bowlers will throw one ball, and the bowler who gets the lowest pinfall will be eliminated. Then we move to round 2 and repeat the process and eliminate another player. We'll keep going until the field is winnowed down to the final 2, and those 2 will square off in a one-game match, pins over average handicapping. It's a wide open field, so let's meet all 10 of our players who will be competing today. Leading off will be Karina. Karina is making her first appearance on Prodigy today. She's 14 and carries a league average of 148. Bowling in the second spot is Hunter. Hunter is a member of our Junior Varsity League and is by far the youngest player in our field today at just 9 years of age. This will be like a David and Goliath show. Hunter just started bowling Junior League and already carries an average of 127. In the third slot is Nolan. Nolan is the only player in our field today who has already signed his name to the coveted trophy pin, having been one of the 3 winners on our Bowlapalooza show back in October. Nolan is 15 and averages 167. Bowling fourth is Lamar. Lamar has been on the show a few times before and is looking for his first win. Lamar is 16 and carries a league average of 170. Bowling in the 5th position is Mikey. In the very first game of the 2016-17 league season, Mikey bowled a 299, the highest score ever posted by anyone in the history of junior league bowling ever since Brunswick Zone Roswell opened its doors back in the 1980s. Mikey is 15 and has a 189 average. 6th in order today is Jack. Jack appeared on our Bowlapalooza show, but was the first to be eliminated. He's made quite a bit of progress with his game since, and will be hoping to survive deep into the elimination rounds. Jack is 14 and is carrying a league average of 109. In the 7th slot is Cameron. Cameron is from the UK and has only been bowling a couple of years. With a league average of 100, he figures to be one of the long shots in our field today. But in this format, anything can happen. Cameron is 15. Bowling 8th is Olivia. Olivia came out of retirement to bowl with us today. Karina's sister, Olivia, hasn't bowled in over a month and is hoping to get through this without hurting herself. She just turned 16 this month, and her last league average was 120. Bowling 9th is Danny. Danny is making his first appearance on Prodigy Bowlers Tour today. He and his brother Mikey, along with teammate Nolan, ran the team stepladder to win the league championship last spring. Danny is 13 and carries a league average of 164. And in the 10th position in our order today is Langston. Langston joins Jack as the only southpaws in our field today. Langston had been throwing his right-handed mom's bowling balls until 2 days ago, but now he has his first reactive ball that's drilled to fit his hand. Langston is 15 and has an average of 94. And that's our field today on Prodigy Bowlers Tour. And here we go. Karina will lead off. Everybody will throw one ball on lane 39. She finds the pocket and tilts out the 10, and that's a 9 count for Karina. Now you would think with 10 junior bowlers, 9 ought to hold up, but we'll see. And speaking of 9, we get our first look today at 9-year-old Hunter, the one junior varsity player playing against a bunch of varsity kids. That one goes right through the nose. He leaves the 7-10 split. He doesn't have to shoot it, of course. But that's an 8 count. We'll see if that holds up. Hunter loves to bowl. And he is eating this up. Nolan will be next. We've seen Nolan on several of our shows before. Finds the pocket and gets a little tap on the 10 to send it home. And Nolan is safe. Next up is Lamar. This one goes high, but he manages to get 9, and that's safe. So Hunter is still on the bubble. He's looking for somebody to set him free so he can go on to round 2. As we see Mikey getting loose here. One of our two-handers. He pulled that one. It just ticks the left side of the head pin, and he gets 8. So he joins Hunter as being on the bubble for the moment. One of our two left-handers, Jack, up next. Jack is just starting to show some real improvement in his game. He's starting to get that ball to roll off his fingers finally. Comes up light, leaves the 3, but that's good enough. He'll be on to round 2 with that 9 count. Next up is Cameron, our Brit in the field. Cameron doesn't bowl many tournaments. He did qualify for Pepsi, though. And he finds some way to get them all to go down. So he's safe and on to round 2. Good for you, Cameron. Next up is Olivia, who basically gave up bowling recently. She showed up today to see her sister bowl, and next thing she knew, she was in this little competition. Yeah, she says, I told you I was going to be out in no time, and right now she has just let Hunter and Mikey off the hook. So Olivia's 7 has her hanging. And I'm not entirely sure Olivia wants to be on to the next round, to be honest about it. But we'll see. Next up is Danny. This is Mikey's little brother. And he manages to break up the split. And he gets 8, so he's safe. So we will get a look now at Langston, our other left-hander in the field. Langston just got this new ball drilled Thursday, and here we are 2 days later. He's still getting used to it. He was throwing a ball that was completely misfit for him. Ooh. And this one doesn't quite get up. That's 6. And it's Langston who will make the early exit from our field today. That ball looked like it just hung up on his thumb. Langston has long had a tendency to throw the ball out on the lane, which is understandable since he was throwing a ball that wasn't even drilled for his hand. But one of the things we're trying to get him to do with this new ball is just let it roll off his fingers. But he didn't do it that time. He will. But it's Langston who leaves us early, and now we move to lane 40. And round 2 begins. Karina leading off once again. Goes Brooklyn. Almost the same thing she had the first time, except the first time she managed to tip out the 10. This time the 10 remains, and that's an 8 count. Well, there was a TV show called 8 is Enough. We'll find out if it's true here. Here's Hunter. This one drifts off to the left, but he gets 7. So Karina is safe, and now Hunter will watch anxiously to see if anybody will give him some help. Hunter still throwing a plastic ball that he got a year or 2 ago when he first started bowling. He has really just bowled open play with his dad here until very recently. He just joined the league about a month ago. First day he bowled, he qualified for Pepsi. There's a Brooklyn for Nolan, and Nolan has 9, and he is safe. Now, Lamar recently had some work done on his thumb hole. We learned that he couldn't even get his thumb all the way into his old thumb hole. He was putting it into the first knuckle. This one comes up light, and he gets 8, so Lamar is on to round 3, as Hunter is still anxiously looking on, waiting for someone to give him a chance to go on. Here's Mikey. Slaps out the 10. That's a strong strike for Mikey. And next up is Jack. Jack also recently got this ball drilled up, which I think is why we're starting to see a little bit of improvement from Jack. All right, there's 9. So next up will be Cameron. Cameron throwing a house ball. And got to reset the rack. I think he hit the button before, but nothing happened. So send one down the middle. Oh dear, look out. No, that's 5. That's 5. That could be trouble. Olivia next to go. I think she's probably surprised she's still in the competition after the 7 count she had in round 1. But there's a Brooklyn strike for Olivia, and she will continue into round 3 with that. I suspect the happiest man in the room right now is probably Hunter, after he saw Cameron get 5. So Hunter's safe. Here's Danny. Danny gives it the big flip at the bottom. There's a strike for Danny. We're trying to get him to just stay behind the ball, but there you go. It's Cameron who's going to make the next exit from our field as we move on to round 3 next. And we have eliminated 2 players from our 10-person field. So I'm sure you can do the math. That leaves us with 8. We move back to lane 39, and Karina will lead us off. Through the nose. Leaves the 6-10, and that's an 8 count for Karina. Up to this point, 8 has been enough. Each time, we'll see if it's enough once again. I think Hunter would be into this if he was bowling against a bunch of PBA pros. He loves it so much. There's one right in the pocket. How about all 10? And a little dab will do you. Let's get a look at this reaction. There you go. That's how it's done, Hunter. So he is safely on to round 4. And here's Nolan. Right in the pocket, there's another strike. And Nolan gets a high 5 or a low 5 from whoever's nearby. See if Lamar can keep it going here. This one's heading left. There's 8. So Lamar and Karina now on the bubble. Looking for someone to get them off the hook. Mikey. Certainly capable of throwing strikes. He's thrown more than his share. And there's another one. Kids are stepping up. I'm liking it. All right, Jack. See your Sunday ball right here. I'd say so. That's solid in the pocket, and 8 is still on the bubble. What can Olivia do? Oh, this one's wide. Look out. 7. The 8s are now safe. So it's down to Danny. What's he got here? Well, Danny's going to loosen up here. I tell you, it's interesting. Some of these kids coming off the lanes were saying, my heart is just pounding. They were actually nervous getting up there. All right, Danny, you got to get 8 to go on. Get up. Oh, there's 7. And there's a tie between Olivia and Danny. So we will continue with those 2. And now we're in a sudden death roll-off between Olivia and Danny to see which one is going to be eliminated this time. Everyone else is safe. It's wide again. Leaves the 2-4-5. That's a 7 count. She's consistent. She's consistent. All right, Danny, you're going to have to beat 7 if you want to go on. Or 7, I guess we'll give you another frame in a roll-off. We'll just keep going until we break the tie.
That's why the bowling team name is Gutter Gang.
That may be high. Look out. It's through the nose, but he gets 9. And sends Olivia home for the day. And so we move on to the next round. And we will move to lane 40 once again. And Karina will lead us off in round 4. We're down to just 7 players now. Just a touch high. That was a good pocket hit. Karina with 9 as she leaves a 4-pin. You know, when I invited the junior varsity kids to join in this competition today, I thought we might see something like this. It's the kind of format that really anybody could win. It's just one of those things that you don't have to win the frame, you just don't want to finish last. Hunter's left of the head pin, and there's a 7 count. Well, let's see if it holds up. It might. Getting some encouragement from the people around him. I think everybody wants to see Hunter go on. But everybody who's bowling doesn't want to be the one who makes the next exit, so we'll see. Nolan wipes that ball sometimes like he's trying to take the surface off of it. It's in the pocket, but he has 8. Look at what he almost left, though. Look at this. He almost had the 5, 7, 10, but what's even stranger is that's not the 10 pin. That's the 6. Watch the 6 pin. The 6 pin almost stood up over there in the 10 pin position. Of course, it did finally go down, but that would have been weird. Lamar crosses over, gets a Brooklyn strike, and I don't think you care so much about how, it's how many. And Lamar is safely on to round 5. So Hunter, still the man on the bubble at the moment. Mikey's up. He catches a wall shot. There's a strike for Mikey, and he's safe. Next to go is Jack. Pretty good shot. Brooklyn. It's 3 in a row for our kids. All right. And so Hunter's last hope now is Danny. Danny needs 8 to continue. 7 would get him in another sudden death roll-off. There's 9, and Danny is on to round 5. And unfortunately, we have to say goodbye to Hunter, who was eliminated. And listen to this round of applause he gets. Well, he deserved it. And what a good showing he made. And what an enthusiastic little kid. He is just a fantastic addition to our junior league. All right. So Karina will start us out here in round 5. Going high. 8. Let's take a look at Karina's swing. This is something that we've tried to work with her about. See how she gets the ball started out to the right, and then it is on an inside path going back, and then she reroutes it on a different plane coming through. If we could get those 2 planes more consistent, she could be a whole lot better player. Here's Nolan. This one hooks high, but he gets 9, and that's enough to move on to round 6. Does anybody have any objection? I vote that we name him the winner in the Little League division. He should get his name on here. Everyone seemed to be in agreement that we let Hunter go ahead and sign the pin. He was, after all, the sole representative of the junior varsity in our competition today, and for that he gets his name on the pin. There's an 8 count for Lamar. And as of right now, 8 is the low number. But he's not alone.
These feel like rocks. Like I can hit my head and my foot as hard as I possibly can. So I'm gonna start.
Mikey next to go.
It's good. I'm marking the score.
Comes up thin, but he gets 8. So, well, that could have been 6 easily. That was looking like bucket all the way, but he gets 8, so he's in that log jam on the bubble at the moment. All right, Jack, you got to beat 8. Oh, this one's wide. He needs some action. That is a 6 count for Jack. And that could be curtains. We'll see what Danny's got. Danny's going to jump around, loosen up a little bit, stay loose. All right. It looks pretty good. That is a strike. And Danny will be on to the next round. It's Jack who is done for the day, but he survived a few rounds. That's a big improvement over the only other time we saw Jack on the show. We tuned in with a game in progress and only saw him throw a couple of shots, and he was the first one eliminated, so little improvement. All right, round 6, we're down to just 5 players. Here's Karina. There's one right in the pocket. Now I think she's saying, okay, all right, come and get me. See what I mean about Nolan and wiping that ball? It's like he's trying to get the blue off that ball. All right, he's going to wear the towel on his head. Okay, I don't understand this, but here you go. All right, 9. 9 has been enough every time thus far, but we're getting down now to where there's not so much margin for error. When you have fewer players, you tend to have better players, all of them capable of throwing strikes, and well, we'll see if that 9 holds up. It might. Here's Lamar. I was right in the pocket. That could easily have struck, but there's a 10 pin for Lamar, and well, you see what I mean? You get down to the last few, and the quality of the shot making goes up a little bit. Mikey will be next to go. All right, you have to push the reset button and hold it in. It'll work. There you go. Well, there's Hunter practicing over on lane 38. You remember I told you he loves to bowl? Well, this is what I mean. He could be here all day. All right, Mikey. Another 9 count. Solid 10.
Right now, Karina's the only one safe.
Yeah, we've only got one player right now in the field who's safe. So it's down to Danny now. And he's got to have at least 9 just to go on. All right, Danny, what you got? Oh, look out. 6. And that is all she wrote for Danny today. But he gets a round of applause. He's got some family here looking on, and a good effort from Danny. And now he will watch his brother and root him on. Danny, Mikey, Nolan, they're all teammates in this league. And so he's got plenty of friends and family to root for. But we are on to the next round now. We move back to lane 39 for round 7. And now there are just 4. And every shot takes on added importance. All right, there's 8. She's left that a couple of times already. Nearly left it on her first ball of the day, tipped out the 10, then left that 5-10 the next time. But each time it was enough. Will the 8 count hold up again this time? We will see. All right, Nolan has let us know that because Hunter has left a wide open split over here on lane 38, Nolan is a little superstitious and he won't throw a shot while he's looking at that. You put the towel on your head and you can block your view of that. All right, well, let's see if that superstition helps him at all here. Threw it pretty good. Oh, boy, oh, boy. He's safe with that 9 count, but that was 9 in slow motion. Watch this. That just finally goes out. All right. Lamar. This one's going left. He misses the, well, he just barely ticks the head pin. That's a 7 count. So Karina escapes disaster. And now Lamar is the man on the bubble. So Mikey needs 8 to go on. 7 would put him in a roll-off. Uh-oh. Oh, man. Oh, man. Well, there's 8. He's safe now, although his heart may have skipped a beat. But it is Lamar who is eliminated. Look at this one, right through the snoot. And we're looking at the 4, 6, 10, and the 10 just goes. So, look at this. It's the 8 count for Mikey. He's on to the next round as, yes, he was relieved, let's say, that 10 pin went out. All right, we're down to 3 now. And this, the most important elimination round, because whoever survives this one is going on to the championship match. And Karina has just laid her claim to a spot in the finals. Come and get me, guys. That's what she just said there. All right. Now Nolan's got to be thinking to himself, he knows Mikey can throw strikes. So he's got to be thinking, I got to get one right now. Taking his time. And he's going to back off. Look at this. He gives a big smile, evidently. Something either distracted him or he just didn't feel ready to go. And here it is. Oh, it doesn't make it back. And not only does he come up light, but he comes up with short count, 6. That could be big trouble here. So Mikey needs just 7 pins to move on to the championship match. I know Nolan is disappointed with that shot. Some of the coaches are saying, breathe. That's a 9 count, and that's enough to get to the final match. Nolan will finish 3rd in our competition, and we will move on to the final match coming up.
These days, popular teenagers all over the country are finding fun and good companionship in America's most wholesome game. It's the new rock and roll. Roll means bowl. All the fellas and gals are out bowling.
Rock and rolling means bowling.
Bowling means Brunswick.
Every guy and gal should know the name. Brunswick! So join the kids and start in bowling.
It's the newest rock and rolling.
America's swinging this teenage game.
And Brunswick is the name that makes the game.
America's swinging this teenage game.
And Brunswick is the name that makes the game.
So, before we decide it, here's a quick recap of the action up to now. Someone had to be the first to drop out, and today it was Langston, who's still getting used to a new bowling ball. Cameron was next to go, finishing 9th. Olivia, who was probably surprised that she lasted as long as she did, took the next off-ramp and finished 8th. 9-year-old Hunter made a valiant effort against these kids who are all much older, finishing 7th. But we let him sign the trophy pin anyway for being the medalist in the Junior Varsity division. Jack showed great improvement over his last appearance on our show, finishing 6th this time. Danny got into the top 5, Lamar finished 4th, and Nolan took the bronze medal, if only we were giving out medals. So it comes down to our final pair of Karina and Mikey. We flipped a coin, and Mikey won the honor to select starting lanes, and he chose to let Karina start the match. Now, Mikey has a league average of 189, and Karina carries a 148 average. That's a 41 pin differential, so Mikey is spotting Karina 41 pins in this game. So he'll have his hands full in this match, as well as Karina has been bowling today. So here we go for all the cheese. And that one doesn't quite get up. So Karina is left with the 1, 2, 4. And I'm not sure what happened there, if there was an earthquake just beneath our tripod. But everything seems to be normal now. All right, Karina going for the spare. One of the advantages of having a low rev rate and not throwing a lot of hook is when you do pull the ball a little bit, it's not going to run away from you very much. So she covers that spare, and there's the 41 pin lead reflected in our scoring. Mikey just a little high. Trips out the 4, but the 7 remains. Now, these kids haven't shot any spares in a while on this pair of lanes. But we have no problem with either of the first 2 spares they've shot at, so far so good. Mikey will move over here to the left lane now and
I think I saw this on one of the videos.
see if he can start laying the foundation for cutting into Karina's lead. It's just what he needed right there. It was a solid strike. All right, Karina. Comes up thin on the head pin, almost collapsed it down, but leaves a 2-pin. Now you notice in the scoring, she actually has 19 in the first frame, but with her 41 pins that she's being spotted, we've added that into her score, so it says 60. And there is a spare for Karina. So we can follow the score knowing that it reflects the handicap. These two bowled at another bowling center, which basically chased off all their junior league bowlers a few years ago, and they came over to bowl with us, and we're glad to have them. Pretty good shot there. A light pocket hit, and she gets a wall shot. And if she keeps doing that, covering spares and sprinkling in a few strikes here and there, she's going to make it very difficult for Mikey to overcome that big handicap. There's a solid pocket hit by Mikey in our first double of the match, and that cuts the lead from 40 down to 30. Anytime you can put two strikes together, you either move further ahead by 10 or you cut your opponent's lead by 10. The trick in bowling is to stack those strikes together. And there's a third one. Mikey has a turkey, and Karina's 41-pin lead has been cut in half in short order. So she's going to have to bring it to hold off Mikey. Through the nose, breaks up the split, leaves a 10-pin. Now we're going to find out pretty quickly whether there are any nerves involved in either of these kids as they shoot these spares. Look at this, no problem at all with the 10-pin. Karina's bowled pretty well today. She's bowled well enough to get into the championship match. It's right in the pocket. Leaves another 10-pin. She made the last one look easy. Let's see if she can do it again here. She moves to the far left, shooting it cross lane, just as you would draw it up, and converts it easily. No cracks in the dam thus far. It's just that Mikey's been putting on a strong performance to shave the lead. Oh, it comes up just a little high, but he trips the 4. And now look at this. This 4-bagger has made this a 9-pin match. Mikey has drawn to within a mark. And now if he can get this strike, he takes the lead. 10-pin stops him. He loses a pin in count, so the lead is 10 for Karina, assuming that Mikey makes this 10-pin. And he'll go to the plastic ball. This is a ball he won in our summer league this past summer. And there is a strong conversion of a 10-pin. I'm proud of these kids making their 10 pins like this. I don't see this every day, to be honest. All right, Karina. Oh, she gets another wall shot. And that's exactly the kind of thing she needs. This strike to extend the lead to 20. It's got to get up. Oh. Well, she doesn't lose any pins in count because she was working on a strike. But she has left a very difficult spare here. The 2, 4, 5, 7. There are more ways to miss this spare than I would care to list. Let's see if she can make it. Oh, look out. Oh, she chopped the 2 off the 5. And that is a 9-out count. And Mikey takes the lead sitting on the bench. Oh, through the nose. Breaks up anything dangerous here and leaves a 3-pin. Getting down to the last few frames. This is what you want to see, is a close match. Doesn't get much closer than this. There is a 1-pin advantage for Mikey. We have a birthday party going on to our left. All right. Ooh, that could have struck. Trying to get that wall shot to go, but the 7-pin stubbornly remains. And look at this. This match is even. Got to take your time on these spares now. He covers the 7-pin. So Karina now flying without a net. The handicap is all used up. She's got to beat Mikey heads up these last 3 frames. All right, the ball doesn't quite have the drive to get the 5 down. The old saying goes, no drive, no 5. That's a lack of rev rate and axis rotation there. But the straighter ball should serve her well in covering the spare. Let's see what she can do. Oh man. Well, you know what? That's why they paint those pins. And I tell you what, it's a good thing she used the big ball. That's what I always say. We're down to the 9th frame, and this match is all tied up. Get up ball. Once again, a 2-4-5 combination. She had it with the 7 in the 7th frame and chopped the 2-4-7 off the 5. Let's see if she makes some adjustment off of that open frame. She may move slightly to the left with her feet. Looks like she's made that adjustment, but look out. The ball doesn't come up, and she misses it on the other side. And that could be costly, because here we are in the 9th frame as she just handed the lead back to Mikey, who is now up by 15 pins. Stepping up in the 9th frame, the door is open for Mikey to shut Karina out. Oh! He puts it through the nose. That could have been anything. But he gets 9 and leaves a simple spare. When that ball was bearing down on the beak, you knew that he was pleading, no split, please. There's a spare. So the situation is this. Karina, if she strikes out, can shoot 222. Mikey, if he goes strike spare, would have 226. So he needs to fill 17. That could be a 9, spare 8, or a strike 7 and whiff, whatever. He needs 17. Oh, but that means he's got to have a mark. And he has just left the 8-10 in the 10th frame. Oh, my goodness. All right, well, let's look at this. If he gets one of these 2 pins, he will force Karina to double to beat him. If he should happen to whiff both spares and get 8 out, he would finish with a 212. Karina would need a strike and a spare, or a spare and a strike, and we would have a tie and go to extra frames. If Mikey can get one of these 2 pins, he'll force Karina to double. So that's a 213 game. And that's a pretty solid game, by the way, so it's an unfortunate ending to it, but Karina now has her fate in her own hands. She's got to strike on this ball and the second ball to win. This must strike. Oh, and she doesn't get the trip on the 6. Mikey is the winner. The best Karina can do now is 212. And Mikey is going to put his name on the coveted trophy pin. What a match. Everybody bowled well today. And this is academic. This match was lost with the 2 chops of the 2-5 in the 7th and 9th frames. Good bowling, Karina, but it's Mikey who's going to put his name on the trophy pin when we come back.
This is the Star Sapphire, a gem of hypnotic beauty. Now, Brunswick captures that same deep sapphire glow in a beautiful new bowling ball, the Brunswick Crown Jewel. Every movement brings out new mystery and beauty. A unique material gives you a firmer grip, a new promise of scoring accuracy. And its lasting luster will look new for years in your choice of glowing ruby red, iridescent black pearl, or shimmering sapphire blue. To own the new Crown Jewel is a permanent satisfaction. A prized possession you'll treasure for life. Made only by Brunswick, the #1 name in bowling. Step into fun. Learn to bowl free.
The fast and easy Brunswick way. Sign up at your favorite lanes today.
So there are your final standings, including the final score of the championship match, as Mikey overcame a 41-pin handicap that he was spotting Karina. The final score, 213 to 201. And with that, Mikey becomes a first-time winner on the Prodigy Bowlers Tour and gets to put his name on the coveted trophy pin. Let's have a word with our winner.
Were you nervous? So what were you thinking when you let that 8-10 in the 10th frame? You had to have one to force her to double.
I originally thought if I would get one, she had to get a strike and a spare to win. But
actually, she needed a double if you got one.
Yeah, and once I got one, I knew I put the pressure on her, so I thought I was confident.
Well, you know what this means. You finally get to sign the coveted trophy pin. Put your name on there anywhere you want. And today's date.
My handshake. What's the date?
Huh?
I don't know the date.
Oh, today's the 18th. February 18th, 2017.
Yeah.
Yes! Way to go.